I was actually on the Rosie O'Donnell show.
How was it for you?
In between takes, she told really kind of like off-color jokes, which ain't gonna offend me. But if it, the daytime viewer, some of them were like, with some of the things she was saying. So.
Welcome to News Beast. Here's what we're buzzing about. We got the great Meghan McCain in the house.
Thank you.
And Rebecca.
Hello.
Hello. It's good to see you.
I love the trill on the R. It really brightens up my morning.
It is one of my small pleasures.
I'm happy to give you that.
Thank you very much.
You're
I appreciate
welcome.
that. So let's start out with a little bit of the never-ending sleaze fest that is John Edwards' non-political career.
I know, it's so disgusting. Apparently this morning something came out that said he is part of a prostitute. He was sent a prostitute, and he's the first name uncovered in a Madam investigation. So he's like the Charlie Sheen of politics, apparently. So gross. So gross. I don't even know what to say about him.
Is there anything John Edwards could do or could allegedly have done in his past that would surprise us at this point?
I know.
Yeah,
he could literally kill puppies, and I don't think it would make a
totally.
difference at this point.
John Edwards clubbing baby seals in '87.
But it would be refreshingly non-sexually deviant. I mean, it would
That's
be
true,
sort of,
actually.
We'd be filling out the profile. I mean, what's so terrible about this story too is the way he campaigned on being this loving husband, and his wife had cancer, and it was so part of his persona, right? He was a John Grisham novel come to light, and he was gonna, he was devoted to his wife and had a family tragedy, and the whole time he was like taking license that Bill Clinton would have been embarrassed about back in the day. I mean, it's ridiculous.
What's scary is like he wasn't vetted further. I mean, these are like really bad things, and it's like that's what still scares me about the political process is like, he was obviously a completely different person, but I guess people liked him enough. What if he had been the nominee? I mean,
he came within 60,000 votes in Ohio of becoming the vice president. And
this just confirms my feeling that all men in politics should be replaced by women.
This is your takeaway?
Yes.
Well, at that point you have to go, women in the world.
If there's anything to learn from this year, it's that men who are drawn to politics, with obvious exceptions, are no good.
I do think that there's I think it's fair to say, with actually I believe the exception of our president, that men who get too high up in politics in their 30s and 40s, it's Hollywood for ugly people, and all of a sudden they make up the lost time.
I totally agree. Anthony Weiner, right?
For example.
I just, whatever.
If this is the first name that surfaces in your hooker, and what's the deal with these people going to hookers?
I know.
I feel like that's even dumber than having a girlfriend.
No, I think it's probably safer because you can protect.
Really? The hooker is safer argument? That's one I haven't heard.
Well, the professional athletes, the argument is they go to hookers rather than have girlfriends because you don't knock anybody up. You don't have any. There's a degree of anonymity. There's also a degree of sort of like hush hush around all of it that you can. Probably less and less so now, but.
Reminds me of the most depressing quote, I think, by Clark Gable about why someone asked him why he got prostitutes because he can have any woman. He said, "I don't pay them to have sex. I pay them to leave."
Yeah.
So
I thought Charlie Sheen said that.
Charlie Sheen was quoting.
He was aping Clark Gable in a pathetic D-list way. Rebecca, let's talk about little Rosie O'Donnell.
Little Rosie O'Donnell, huh?
Not Lil, I meant Lil in the sense of like a children's cartoon version.
She
I
used
realized
to have
that
a
after I said
cartoon
it.
called Little Rosie that I used to watch actually. I like Rosie O'Donnell, but not enough people do to watch her on the Oprah Winfrey Network. I'm not a TV programmer. I don't know the answer for this, but it didn't work, and there appears to be quite a bit of bad blood between Rosie and the Oprah people.
Our own Ramin had a great story talking to people in the background on back that.
Yes,
The quote
exactly.
was like, I think the exact quote was like, working for her was an effing hellhole. And I was like, God, what a quote.
Well, that doesn't sound so
I mean,
friendly.
on some level, I kind of feel bad for people whose employees go and snipe quietly and snipe anonymously in the background.
I was actually on the Rosie O'Donnell show.
How was it for you?
A few months ago. It was for this movie called Misrepresentation. That's all about like women being stereotyped in the media. It's a great movie and sexist and all the sexism in the media. I really liked it, but it wasn't the most like well-oiled machine, I will say. She was lovely. In between takes, she told really kind of like off-color jokes, which ain't gonna offend me, but if it, the daytime viewer, some of them were like, with some of the things she was saying, so not
she's sort of like a Bob Saget in that regard, because her public persona is so squeaky clean and kid-friendly, and then as soon as the cameras go off, she's
I just
got
love
the dirtiest mouth.
a dark Bob Saget reference. Just
Bob Saget is like the dirtiest
Absolutely.
comedian ever.
Yeah, but he's overcompensating. Like, I'm like, okay, Bob Saget, we get it. You were on
He's
Full House,
so
and now you have
funny.
to like.
I think that shtick
so
is endlessly
funny.
awesome. Yes.
Endlessly awesome.
Totally agree. Big fan. All right, well, and it says that the OWN network, even Oprah might not be able to sustain her cable network, but we'll see.
It's been a while that Oprah has not been effectively sustaining this cable network.
So really quickly, I got a brief happy story that sort of dovetails
Yeah.
with the Meghan McCain thesis, which
It's
is
a beautiful day. Let's hear a nice thing.
How about that? So New Hampshire Republicans yesterday stood up and faced down an effort to repeal marriage equality in the Live Free or Die state. Libertarians stood up to the social conservatives in their own party
Nice.
and blocked this effort. And a lot of effort was being put to sort of, create this new front in the culture wars, and it failed. And it's just an extraordinary moment, where libertarians sort of, on a matter of principle, stood up to the social conservative leaders of their party and formed a coalition with Democrats. And
God, does that warm my heart.
it does. I love it.
I love it too.
It's
Meghan?
not if, it's when.
It's
It's
not
just
if,
a
it's
matter
when.
of time at this point before gay marriage is passed in all states. I don't understand people that are against gay marriage at this point. I don't know. I'm always like, really?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Rick Santorum and everything he's saying, I'm like, I don't understand the juxtaposition of what's going on in politics
It does
right now.
feel sort of like the last gasps, the last sort of arm flailing of the increasingly small group of people.
Final word, Megan.
I guess equality.
Oh, she took mine. I'm going to go with freedom then.
Damn it.
You got
like
nothing.
liberty.
I got nothing. John Edwards, don't be a loser.
Have a gay.
They're like prostitutes.
That's all for us at News Beast. We'll see you tomorrow.
I think you
was
just
fun.
got out of the final word.
I think I did. How about that?